Any for your thoughts?
Hello, motherfucker.
Wah! Meh! Wah! Wah! Oh, where is everything? Where's my shit? Why is my shit not working? Oh, there I am. Where's my fucking... Oh, shit. Ah, there's the program. Ha ha! Oh, God. I've died. I've suddenly died. Oh, no. Guess what day it is. I don't know what day it is. What day is it? Is it your birthday today? Where is my fucking programs? There they are. Yes. Hey! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear scary FNAF memes 1, 2, 4, 3. Happy birthday to you. Wow. There we go. I'm here. I'm alive. Is that all that matters? I don't know. God. Perfect. This is not the music I want. Motherfucker. We'll do that. Nope, nope. We'll do that. There we go. Yay! I'm here. Oof. Oof indeed. I'm trying to test shit. Doop-a-deep-a-deep-a-deep-a-deep-a-deep-a-doo. And what was it? What was I doing? I don't remember what I'm doing. I like candy. No, there we go. Okay, I'm here. We're alive. I am good. What? You're her editor? Yes, I'm her editor. What? 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 Is that what you mean? What's this? And also, hello, Katie and Knight, if you're still around. I am present. I'm presently present. What am I doing? Typo. Typo. Okay. We're going to get back into scrubbing through this. I'm looking for clips and also making sure the edit is right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wah.
We have a new spoopy game today.
Ba ba da ba da.
I looked into this briefly, not very much because I was looking into games before she plays it. Wow! Oh, it's already kind of spooty.
Spooty.
Why is our apartment so depressing? We got some skizzles in case we got stabbed. Because you guys all know we got stabbed sometimes. Yes, I hear you, I'm coming. Oh! Why she got those blowjob lips? Why she got lips like that? What the fuck?
Ba. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum.
Why have you got hair
See
coming out of those two things?
here.
Oh my lord.
Do 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 do. Ba ba da ba da ba da ba da da ba da ba da da dum.
Oh man. Oh shit.
Fantastic. All right.
Holy. Okay, the TV cannot be trusted anymore.
Hey, Scary. How do you want to be able to click on something? I do. Why don't I play scary games? I just don't have any scary games in my library right now that haven't been playing.
I can look at the door. Why she got lips like that? Okay, she's a friend. Hi.
Boom boom. He's a bitch. No. I just don't have any scary games that I was playing at the moment. Do I actually have like I've played Mortuary Assistant, but I played the fuck out of that. What were you going to ask? I don't remember. What was I gonna ask? What am I talking about? Doo-doo. I don't know. I'm trying to find my. Okay, while I'm doing this, I actually want to fucking. We're gonna just keep playing this in the background.
What the fuck is this game, man? This TV better not be fucking.
Do.
Hello, sir. Hi. Nice teeth you have there. I have better chompers though. Why is he angry looking at me?
Am I crazy? Wait a minute. I think I'm crazy. About something. Hold on a second. I'm trying to test something. Where is it? Oh, what the fuck? No, that doesn't work. Bam. Oh, it does work. Okay. Oh my god. Just not the chat. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I remember what I was saying. Scary. So I've got a browser extension that I'm testing, but only what is it? Only like like I got to whitelist people for testing it. So who wants to be whitelisted? Who wants to be whitelisted for testing a crazy little thingy thing? Why? Why am I testing it? Because it's actually for a game. I have an app that is in development specifically for my use, and I'm specifically going to be using it for a Dungeons and Dragons game. So, if you want to play around with it, it's got a bunch of buttons, like the thing that you would have seen on the screen for a second. Where is that button? If I do this, you're going to see in the middle of the screen a little thing that comes up that says anonymous redeemed test button. Now that's because it's actually in the wrong. I did say buttons. I did say buttons indeed. I'm going to try and move it over here. Where is it? Oh, I don't see it anymore. Nutty the fuck? Now you've got my attention. What about this? Aha! There it is. It's at the top of the screen. Perfect. And let's see here. The overlay is still centered by Dewey. Okay. Buttons are fun. Katie has access to the buttons right now. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta move to hosted test. Oh. Hosted test was off. Think I may be dumb. Let me try this again. Which application is this? Application? Oh, like oh, hello, Bessel. I'm using Premiere. Premiere. Let's see if this does something. That still doesn't yeah, Katie, you should have access to buttons. I might need to do something. Oh, wait. Scary. Scary. You wanted access to buttons. Okay, you pressed the buttons. Did you? Oh, you did. Okay. Let me move this to a little test and give access to Scary. Bam. Save. Status. Move to hosted. Bam. Okay. So now, yeah, what you'll see, Katie, you'll see is what you get. Feel free to press buttons. Anyway, oh yeah, she's doing it. She's redeeming things too. Why are they not appearing? Oh, there they are. There we go. Okay. I'm fucking talking to myself. Press buttons, receive bacon. Anyways, yes. You'll see things appear that do stuff. I'm going to create a new button. And it's going to come up and it's going to say Scary button. It's a browser extension and it should be a component on your screen, or if you're on mobile, then it should be like up in the, I think it's like in the top, like right below the screen itself, there should be a little +2 thing, and it looks like a little diamond bit quest. I'm going to call this called Scary Buttons. I'm going to save it. So now Scary Buttons should be a new button. I should yell lemon. scary buttons. And then if we create a child button and then child of scary, we're going to make it subs only. We're going to make it have a global cooldown of 1 minute. There we go. And we're going to do another one that is, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Child button, parent of scary, and description, lil shit. And user cooldown, 1 minute. Bam. Okay. There we are. Now I go back to the there we go. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Back to what I was doing. Oh, I think I broke something when I did something. Anyway, yeah.
Hello, sir.
But yes,
Hi.
you
Nice
can
teeth that
you
have
can yeah, you can keep playing
Got
with
bad
that.
chompers on.
Interesting.
Angry looking at me. Oh shit.
You might Scary, you might just need to refresh your page. Because I whitelisted you while you were already watching.
This is why I don't play horror games. TV off. Good TV. What is this? Sunshine Clinic. Why is it half a chicken? That's a pig. Why did pig oinkin? Oh, we have blowjob lips back.
Blowjob lips. Bum bum
Why does she
bum
look
bum.
like
Ah,
that?
there it is.
I
Buttons.
know she friendly.
Let's see. Where did that appear? I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. Where is it happening? Let me try it. Free test button. Free button 1.
I should
Redeem.
have realized it was a hallucination. It was a pig head.
Why is this not working?
Okay, that's all safe. I think
What
we're
the
good.
fuck?
Oh god.
Oh, now it's
This is what I imagine Silas looks like.
Band-Aid adhesive.
We're just gonna take the medication.
Why is
We're just
this?
gonna take it.
Why am I not seeing
I'm taking
anything?
it.
Oh, there it is.
Why
Okay,
give me the
it is.
heads
It's
then?
just coming up. It's coming up in the top left. Okay. Oh my
Go
god.
to the bathroom.
The chat is suddenly working. Oh my god. Now it'll be even more obvious that it's working. Oh my goodness.
Head now. I should have realized it was a hallucination. It was a
Where my
pig
button? There is a button. Well, I mean, there just are. Yeah. Subwoman. Oh man.
Oh, she's not friendly. She's really not friendly. She's not friendly at all. We have to start over, but she was a friendly. God damn it.
Do 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 do
Okay, we
do.
have a head
Bum
now.
bum bum
I should have
bum.
realized it was a
Do
hallucination.
do
It was a
do
pig
do
head.
do do
Okay, that's
do.
all safe.
Ba-na-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
This
Da-na.
is what I imagine Silas looks like.
Hey yo, what the?
Yo, what the f-
Hey yo, what the?
Dance. Oh, yes. Also, any of the things, if any of the things have a bits cost to it, if any of the buttons have a bits cost, it will require you to have that many bits on your profile. But because this extension is in test mode, it won't actually process it. So you won't spend any bits by doing it. At least that's what the developer told me. Katie, having just tested it yourself, maybe you can tell me if it did. Yeah, don't buy bits. Yeah, maybe you can tell me, Katie, did it spend the? You still have your bits? Okay, good. So the developer was yeah, they're good. They were correct on that, and I'm not crazy. Perfect. But yeah, like you can play around with the things. I want to make sure things of the ones like subscriber only works, that the things of maximum redemptions per stream work. But where did there should have been a button. Scary buttons. Why is scary buttons? Oh, did it not update? Maybe I need to. Oh, you know what I bet I need to do? if we switch to preset 1 and then all buttons. There it is. Play Mad Max. What you could sacrifice to the cause. there's now a button called Scary Buttons. And they do stuff. Okay. Whoa. These ones should have cooldowns. Perfect. Okay. Just making sure, like, making sure that it shows you all the right stuff. But I think
we're good.
it's
Oh God.
I think it's working.
This is what I imagine Silas looks like.
Hey, yo, what the?
Fuck you, Lana.
We're just gonna take the medication. Just gonna take it. Can't take it. Then why are you giving me the handsy guy? Wait, there's another door? We have a bathroom!
We have a bathroom.
Okay, we're definitely hallucinating. I'm not trusting it. So we have her body
Boop.
now.
Oh, legs. She roasts you a lot. Oh my god, you have no idea. This bitch.
See, this game also has given
This
us
bitch.
zero instructions on what the heck we're meant to do.
You know what's funny though? The game has given her instructions, plenty of instructions on what she's supposed to do. Child is scary. Stop your banging.
Oh shit! Holy moly.
Take your
That's
meds.
always spooky
Oh, boy.
things. Okay, no one's in the bathroom today. Ugh.
Ma'am.
I don't like her. I don't trust her, chat.
I don't trust her. Not her chat. Her. I don't trust her chat.
Chat. Look behind you. I followed you. I got ass blasted by a ghost. Freaking ghost. God damn it.
God
We're
damn
doing
it.
so good too, chat. I really want something to be in the bath, in the toilet. Hello, ma'am. Oh, we got Miss Blowjob Lips. She's safe. Why does she look like that? Why does she give us that goofy little green? She's like... So...
She's like,
She's like...
let's make this one a little bit bigger. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Taylor Swift. That's like... It's like the kind of artist you would have been obsessed with before, like your current blonde obsession, right, Katie? It's gonna have Sabrina Carpenter on it. Oh, good. 2 basic bitches. Oh no! What am I saying? Your neck hurts, Demise? Man, is that because you were with your boyfriend and you had to keep looking up to him?
She's safe. Why does she look like that? Why does she give us that goofy little green?
It's not A, she says that. Why'd she give us that goofy little grin? You'll entire party. Why do I hate short people? Oh, I don't hate short people. I mean, you know, just because you're short isn't why I bully you. It's just, you know, another reason looking up wasn't your problem. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. My neck hurts. I mean, okay. Sure. What were you doing with your neck? You sure it's your neck that hurts and not your throat? Anyway.
Like that. Why does she give us that goofy little green? She's like, so far everything looks pretty normal, right?
Don't go.
Right. Okay. When I said I wanted something in the toilet, I didn't really want someone's eyeball. Hi, who dare today? That's something.
Motion. Boom, 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 bum, 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 bum. You weren't doing anything like that? So wait, you're jealous of... Katie! What? What are you?
Okay. When I said I wanted something in the toilet, I didn't really want someone's eyeball. Hi, who dare today?
God.
That's something.
Katie, why you jelly? Your neck does have marks. Oh, you're covered in hickeys. Ah, okay.
I should have known that they were behind me.
There you
But I'm
go.
not one to be smart.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I'm not one to be smart. Well, that's an understatement. Oh man. Let me see here. Let's see. If we go in here, I was never one to be smart. And then we go, we're gonna grab this. We're gonna pull it that way a bit. Then we're gonna put in some text. Katie, want to see yes? Okay, I'll trade you for my arms. What's wrong with your arms, Katie? Don't be cutting.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh my god. That's not what I'm trying to do. Graphic. There we go. Understatement of the Year award goes to... they have bruises that look like bruises that aren't bruises. Fuck. Comic Sans is the best fun in the world. If you want your designs to look like they're done by little girls, Comic Sans best used in moderation. Come on, join me in the Comic Sensation. Understatement of the Year award goes to Lana Bay. There we go. Let's center that up here. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do. Blood drawn. Oh, yeah. That's not fun. Understatement of the Year award goes to Lana Bay. Oh man.
But I'm not one to be smart.
You know what? Actually, no shit. Okay, and then we're gonna go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20 frames. 20 frames is fucking fine. We're gonna go like that. Bam. Bam. Good. Then 37 at 8 years old. Put music in there for that part. Bam. There we are. Then we go. It's back. That's not where I want it to be. Heal entire party. Allergic to Band-Aid adhesive when I was trying to figure out why I had to burn the shape of Band-Aid for 48 hours. Jeez Louise! Katie!
But I'm not one to be smart.
Oh my god. This'll make me laugh.
One to be smart.
No one to be smart. No shit. Are we talking medical now? Poor girl. Poor girl has many problems. Oh, hey, Demise. There's an extension that should be on screen that you can test if you want to play around with the buttons. It does stuff like this in the chat. Woo! You love problems. This makes you feel better.
One to be smart. Oh, this is Miss Blowjob Lip. She's fine. We like her. What did I miss?
What did I miss?
This man also likes to moan very seductively at us. Have our fishies always been green? Have our fishies always been green?
No. Boom. I love that scream. I love that scream she does. BitQuest. The scream. She barks. Oh my god. She fucking barks. She fucking barks. Holy fuck. She a dog. I mean, yeah, she's a fox. Oh, we need a fox bark. Fox barking. No, not barking, just fox bark. Maybe I can just one word at fox bark. And then we do, it's right here. No, wait. Fox, not bark, yelp. Nah, we'll call it a bark. Because while a yelp would be also what you would call it if an animal is doing it, yelp also is more a thing that people also do, but barking is something degenerates do. So, rough. There's a joke in there somewhere. I know it. What's a dog's favorite sex position? I don't know, but he likes it rough. Oh, yeah. We bully her because she bully you. Oh, man. Fox bark for a moment. Also, right here where she does yelp, I'm going to zoom it in on her, I think. At least I'm gonna see how good that looks. Let's whoop. There we are. Okay. I love this. She fucking barks. Oh my god, I love that so much. Okay, let's actually trim down. Yeah, let's trim that down a little bit. Okay. Why is that so funny? Sounds like a hiccup. Like she's screaming and it sounds like she's barking. Don't tell her, let her find out.
Holy fuck. I don't like this game.
Oh, here's a good one. I don't like this game. I don't like and then this game. There we go. I don't like this. Oh, it's too many L's in the word like. Boom. And then this game. There we go. There we go. This should look better. And then
fuck. I don't like this game.
Right here, we're gonna take this and we're gonna go to effects and we're gonna make it bigger. Warm. And then we're gonna put her over here. There we are. Zoom in.
Holy fuck. I don't like this game.
We're actually going to unlink this and -3.
Holy fuck. I don't like this game.
There we go. Lines up a little better.
Oh.
That one actually hurt. Bum bum. She's looking at the camera with a smug look.
Oh, that one actually hurt. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my collarbone, I scared myself so much I felt it up my collarbone.
Poor Lana. Oh, man. My collarbone. My milk jugs bring other boys to the yard and they're like, it's better than yours. Is she moaning? When? I mean, Lana does moan plenty, so.
Like,
I believe it.
I scared myself so much I felt it up my collarbone. Okay, I think we're safe today.
Hey.
Oh,
Yes, Katie.
oh, Silas is back.
Haha!
Oh, Silas is back.
Listen here, you little shit. Story time. Story time? Oh. Well, holy shit, it's been a while since fucking story time was redeemed. Okay. Do you want, like, me to make up a, like, do you want me to make up a story, tell a story of something, or read a story? Oh, boy. All of the above? You little shit. Well then, let's head back into the, whoa. Back in here. Ah! What? Did my head just cut off? Oh. Oh, I didn't know it would do that. Why? Oh. I know why it would do that. Do I have a settings thing of resolution? Graphics? Output? Graphics? Window size. Oh! 1920 by 1080. 1080. Set window size. Bam. Now if I do this. No, I'm still there. Oh, wait, no, that's not. UI scale, reload, graphics, audio. I don't see her being a giant. Yeah. You know what? Fuck you. Oh! I'm an idiot. That's why. Apparently I was positioned off the fucking thing. Why was that? Why are these all mispositioned? That's weird. That's so weird. They're all like off frame. Okay, there we go. Now if I go, whoa! Hey! Hey, you trying to get a look at my legs, you bitch? Well, here. Read it and weep. Eat my ass, fuckers. Or lack thereof, hey? Ay. Anyway, catsuit story time, you fuckers. All right. What kind of story? There we are. What time is it? All right. Story time. Okay. I could finish reading The Eye of Argon. That would be a nice story for you, wouldn't it? Also an accent? Wait, what? Where did you... I didn't see an accent. Okay, no accents. Good God. Oh, you fuckers are weird. What do you want a story about? What do you want a story about? I don't have a book. Well, I have The Eye of Argon nearby. I'd have to get another... Ooh! Do a choose your own smut. No, I don't do that. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I see a book. Oh, wait, what is this? Puss in Boots? Oh. Oh my God. I have Puss in Boots. What? Oh my gosh, I do. I have Puss in Boots. All right. I could read this. All right. Puss in Boots. No? No Puss in Boots? You don't want Puss in Boots, Katie? I want regular story time. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Puss in Boots is fine. Where is... Boom. There's some story time. All right. That was the Eye of Argon night. But we're going to read Puss in Boots. The story of Puss in Boots. There once was a miller who had 3 sons. One day he sent for them and said, "My sons, I am old. The time has come to divide my possessions between you." To his eldest son he gave his mill. To his second son he gave his horse. And to his youngest son he gave his cat. "A cat?" said the youngest son. "What good is a cat? With a mill I could earn a living. On a horse I might travel the world, but having eaten my cat and sold its skin, I shall starve." When the young man had stopped complaining, the cat, whose name was Puss, said, "Master, if you get me a cloak, a pair of fine black boots, and a drawstring bag, you will find that a cat is not so poor a gift as you think." "Very well," said the young man. "I will see what you can do." As soon as Puss was booted and cloaked, he filled the drawstring bag with fresh lettuce leaves and made his way to the warren. Holding the strings between his paws, Puss stretched himself out beneath a tree and lay as still as a stone. Slowly but surely, a pair of young rabbits nosed their way toward the leaves and into the bag. Then, as they began to nibble the leaves, Puss pulled the drawstrings tight. "Got you," he said, and hoisting the bag over his shoulder, he went to the palace and asked to see King Willow. "Sire," Puss said to the king, "my master, the Marquis Carabas, commands me to give you these rabbits." "Return our thanks to the Marquis and tell him his gift fills us with pleasure," said the king. Thereafter, if he had good hunting, Puss polished his boots until they shone and took half his cat to the palace. It was not long before Puss heard that King Willow and his daughter, Princess Celeste, were going to tour the kingdom. "Master," said Puss to the young man, "I have heard some important news. Do as I say and your fortune will be made." "Say on," said the young man. "Tomorrow morning you must go down to the river, take off your clothes, and swim." "How strange," said the young man. Nevertheless, he decided to act on his cat's advice. Next day, when the young man was swimming, King Willow and Princess Celeste rode by the river in the royal coach. "Help, help!" cried Puss. "The Marquis Carabas is in the river!" Hearing Puss's voice, the king looked out of the coach. "There is the cat who brings us game," he said. "Do everything you can to help him." Obedient to King Willow's words, the royal guards plunged into the river and towed the young man to the bank. "Sire," said Puss, "the Marquis Carabas would like to thank you himself, but the river swept him away from his clothes." "That is easily put right," said the king. "Fetch the Marquis a suit of the finest silk from my traveling chest." "What a handsome young man," sighed Princess Celeste when she saw Puss's master dressed in silk. "Marquis," said the king, "we have often wished to thank you for your gifts. Take your place beside us." "Whoop, hydrate. I shall do so." There we go. "Your Majesty is most gracious," answered the young man, as Puss handed him into the coach. As soon as the door closed behind his master, Puss borrowed a horse from the royal guard and rode ahead. Meeting a crowd of harvesters, he cried, "My friends, King Willow and his daughter, the Princess Celeste, will soon be passing by. Traveling with them is the Marquis Carabas. Be sure you give 3 cheers, one for the king, one for the princess, and one for the Marquis." Inside the coach, the young man and the princess were smiling at each other. They scarcely heard the harvesters, who cheered, "Long live King Willow! Long live Princess Celeste! Long live Marquis Carabas!" as the royal coach rolled past. "Most impressive," said King Willow to his daughter. "The Marquis is well liked hereabouts." "Yes, father," said Princess Celeste, as she blushed and lowered her eyes. Riding far ahead, Puss entered a valley in the middle of which stood a great castle. This castle was the home of an ogre whose name was Dromedon. Ogre Dromedon was said to have the power to change himself into whatever shape he liked. Puss rode up to the castle gate, knocked, and asked to see the ogre. "What do you want, cat?" said Ogre Dromedon. "Ogre Dromedon," said Puss, "how can a mere cat believe in your power to change into whatever shape you wish?" "How?" said Ogre Dromedon. "This is how." And, uttering the magic word, "Ganzambo!" Ogre Dromedon changed himself into a huge, roaring lion. "Ogre Dromedon," Puss said in a most respectful voice, "your powers are astounding. Tell me, is it possible for you, who can change yourself into something so big, to change yourself into something very small?" "Only a cat would ask so silly a question," said Ogre Dromedon, and crying, "Gazambo!" he changed himself into a mouse. "Amazing," said Puss. Then, in the twinkling of an eye, he pounced on the mouse and ate it up. By this time, the royal coach had reached the valley surrounding Ogre Dromedon's castle. "Coachman," said King Willow, "drive up to that castle, for seldom have we seen so magnificent a building." Hearing the coach rumbling over the drawbridge, Puss swung the castle gates open, handed King Willow out, and said, "Sire, a banquet awaits you in the upper hall." As Puss led the way up the grand staircase, King Willow turned to him and said, "We had no idea the Marquis lived in such splendor." "Sire," said Puss, "for a king so great as yourself, and for a princess as beautiful as your daughter, nothing but the best will do." Entering the upper hall, the king saw a large table covered with rare and tasty dishes. "Puss," said the king, "you are the most remarkable cat in our kingdom. We wish to have you for our own." "Sire," said Puss, "nothing could make me happier than to be your cat, but I belong to the Marquis Carabas, and I fear that he would miss my company." It was then that King Willow noticed how fondly his daughter looked at Puss's master, and how longingly the young man returned her look. For a time they ate in silence. The king looked thoughtful, Puss looked thoughtful, and the young couple looked at each other. When they had finished their banquet, the young man said to the king, "Sire, I have something to ask." "Ask on, Marquis Carabas," said the king. "Sire," said the young man, "grant me your daughter's hand in marriage, for I love her above all else in the world." "Celeste," said King Willow, "would it please you to be the wife of the Marquis Carabas and the lady of this great castle?" "Nothing could please me more, dear father," said Princess Celeste. "Then so it shall be," said the king, "if—" "If what, sire?" said the young man in an anxious voice. "If," said King Willow, "you give me your cat." "Sire, he is yours," said the young man. "That was quick," said Puss, but only to himself. The following day there was feasting and dancing in the castle. Princess Celeste and the Marquis Lord Carabas were married, and King Willow claimed Puss as his own. "Puss," said the king as they sat together during the wedding breakfast, "I think we have done rather well." "Sire," said Puss, "I think you are right." The end. There you go. Puss in Boots. Did you enjoy that? Oh boy. Now for, you asked for also like a story, like an actual story. Maybe I'll tell you a story my father told me about himself as a child. So my dad, he grew up in New Brunswick, which is It's East Coast. It's East Coast Canada. New lore. I don't know. You might have heard this lore before. I don't know. But my father grew up in. Hello, Solid Snarf. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. I've seen you around before. But he grew up in New Brunswick, and he was rural, like as rural kid as you're gonna get. And also right now, my dad is. He's in his 70s, I believe. Discord said you were streaming. I am streaming. Yes, I am. Katie has redeemed story time, so we're telling stories right now. Instead of actually story time, instead of actually doing the editing that I was doing. But I'm just gonna change my things there. But anyway, so now he's in his 70s now. So when he was a kid in New Brunswick as well, like he was also very rural. So this is like dense forests, schoolhouse, like single building, single classroom schoolhouse, outhouses, all this good works. And my father, when he was a kid, he was the middle child of 14 children. So he was just somewhere in the mix there. And he's told me a lot of stories of his childhood and different things that happened. One of them, though, is he told me how other kids would sometimes pick on him, bully him. 14. So, you know, me and my wife, we've got a ways to go to make up for it. Anyways, but, you know, he'd get bullied sometimes in school. And so the thing is, though, on the school ground, and, you know, in just normal unwooded areas, you know, my dad didn't stand much of a chance. He wasn't the biggest, strongest, and other kids would gang up on him. But the thing is, my father, he was pretty much one with the forests. If he was a D&D class, I would have made him a ranger or a druid, based on these stories that he told me. He knew, like as soon as school ended, he would run, because he knew if he could make it to the forest, the other kids would never catch him. They would never be able to find him, and he could beat them in their own game. In the forests, he would set up traps. He would set up pit traps. He would set up spring traps, like for other children. You know those traps where you would get like you would wind a tree branch back and then tie it off and then lay a tripwire? He would set those traps, and the tripwire would go off and swing around and smack another kid, send him flying. FNF reference? What was his KD? I don't know, man, but it's great. So he was Rambo. Oh man, I've got another story to tell after this one, actually. But so he would do this, and he would like get into the forest, and like the other kids, like if they came after him, he would set traps, and they started to learn and know better. Like, don't follow him, don't follow this kid into the forest because you're gonna regret it. And also, what he would also do is he knew how to transport via plants. Now, I say that to be funny because there is a spell in Dungeons and Dragons that's transport via plants, and it's a high level spell and lets you teleport from one tree to another. But actually, he kind of did. The way he described it, it sounds like it was a coniferous forest. So you got like pines and spruce and like these long trees that go way up. Now, he was an expert climber, and he would scale these trees rapidly. So as a kid, he knew how to climb these trees to the very top very fast, and he would do that. And he would scale up to the top of these trees, and then, grabbing onto the top of the trees, he would start swinging back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until he built up some momentum. And then he'd swing back one more time and forward, and as he would swing forward, he'd let go of the tree and leap like a fucking monkey, to the next tree. And then the momentum of that leap would have the tree swing way forward and then way back and then forward again, and he'd use the momentum again of this, and he'd use his body like a lever, like a swing, because you know how when you're just on like a swing at the park, you pull back when you're going back, and you push forward into going forward, and it keeps you going higher and higher. So he would on the forward swing, he'd put his weight into it, and then on the back, he'd pull back to get the momentum going, and he'd keep. I don't know how light he was. Like, he wasn't a big kid. Like, even as an adult, he was never big and broad. He was, I mean, he still is like sinewy and tough, and smaller. Like he's shorter than my mom. He's shorter. He's actually the shortest one in our family. My sister and I, well, I mean, I'm definitely taller than everybody else in my family, but my sister and my mom were both taller than him. I still remember the day that, they measured up, and my sister cheered as she measured higher than our dad, and she was taller than him. She thought that was great. And she was like a teenager. Yeah. So like he wasn't a large child, so he would do this, and he'd swing from tree to tree to tree, and he could go faster than kids could run. So like if there were kids chasing after him on the ground, he could outrun them by doing this on the trees, because he'd build up this momentum, and he could just boom 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 from tree to tree to tree to tree, and just gone. So like that was my dad, like one of the things from his childhood. It's just fantastic stories. I remember he told me another one where like he was I don't know why, but he was going and he got pizza for the family. Like I think his mom gave him some money for pizza or something, so he went across the this is probably like years later, I guess. I don't know the timetables of everything, but he walked over to where there was a pizza place, ordered pizza, and he used this one as a life lesson for me. Because he said, "Son, always carry the pizza box horizontally and never vertically," because there was this one time when my mom gave me some money and I went across to get some pizza, and I picked it up and I carried it under my one arm all the way home. And when I got home and opened it, the pizza was ruined. Like, it was all sideways. The toppings had all slawed off and everything. Like, it was just this ruined pizza. Like, that story as a kid always bothered me because I hated the concept of waste. So it's like, well, what happened to the pizza? Did you guys still eat it? And he's like, no, we threw it out. It's like, why would you throw a perfectly good pizza? It always bothered me as a kid. He's like, why would you waste that? And it's like, this happened like decades before I was born. Like decades before you even met my mother, right? And I'm bothered by this story. Hey, Toki. Oh my God. But just hilarious, actually. Just fucking hilarious, this story. Oh man. You don't like, what is it? Save me. What's wrong with you, Toki? Is Lana streaming? Oh man, Lana is streaming actually. What is Lana doing right now? Looks like, oh, you guys are playing Chained Together. Sucks to be you guys. Oh man. Run is dead weight. Who's Run? Is Run one of the people playing? I have an ad over on her channel, so I don't see what's going on other than you guys are playing Chained Together. But yeah, my dad was interesting. Run down. Kuri, get back to the story. Oh no, that was the story. I mean, well, I'm not going to tell that one. That one's a sad one. That one bothers me, actually. There was another one that I thought of, but that one, I don't like that one. Anyways, which other one? Oh, I got another one. I've told this other one before, but I always do like retelling it because it's kind of funny. So again, when my dad was a kid, now keep in mind this is again like rural Canada, like middle of fucking nowhere, forest and everything. him and his friends would play cowboys and Indians, right? Like, it was a very common thing to happen back there. Now, in playing this, they would have, the cowboys would have Canada. The cowboys would have like those 10-gallon hats and BB guns, not airsoft rifles, BB guns. And the Indians, they'd put feathers up and like headbands on their head and everything, like the stereotypical for the time, right? And those kids, if you think BB guns are bad, these children fashioned for themselves bows out of local, yew branches and stringing them, and arrows, which they sometimes sharpened. Like stick arrows, sometimes sharpened, and bows. So they had BB guns versus bows and arrows. Like actual bows and arrows. Like the sharpened ones would be sharp enough where they could like kill a rabbit, right? I love making bows out of PVC pipe as a kid. Amazing. But yeah, they would make bows and arrows. And so then they would play cowboys and Indians. And the thing is, in their play, they're not, holding up a gun and going bang, or holding up a bow and going twang, twang, like my children do. No, they actually shot each other with bows and arrows and BB guns. No, they didn't wear protective gear. Like, of course they didn't wear protective gear. This was like 70 years ago. Or like 60 to 70 years ago. No protective gear. And that's where this story gets better. Or worse, depending on how you look at it. So one time, and this is where one of the stories that my dad told me. One time, him and his friends were playing, and they were Indians. Him and his buddy were Indians at the time. And he remembers being in a barn. And one of their other buddies was a cowboy. And like, there's kids all over the place, and they're playing cowboys and Indians and running around. And one of the rules was don't shoot for the face. Like, that was a rule that they had, right? Because it makes sense. Don't shoot for the face. Shoot for the body. So we're gonna call my dad. We're gonna call him Scythe, just because my name here is Silas, so we'll call him Scythe. Because why not? So, my dad's friend, like, we'll call him my dad, but you'll see what I mean. My dad's friend, he turns, like him and his buddy are looking forward, and they see like a cowboy hat slowly rising up from behind a barrel of hay, from behind a barrel. And he turns, "Hey, Scythe, watch this." He draws back his bow, and he waits. He waits as they both see, like, the cowboy hats in Canada is crazy. It's not that crazy. I mean, they're pretty common up here, especially in Alberta, to be honest. But like, there's a lot of ranches over here. A lot of ranches, like a lot. But yeah, over in New Brunswick, not as much ranching, but they still have cowboy hats. Distract him. It was good. Crazy. But yeah, so he's like, "Hey, Scythe, watch this." And as they watch this other kid slowly peeking his head over, the moment they saw his face, my dad's buddy fired his arrow. And he hit the other child in the eye. The other child lived. I'm going to say that right now. The other child lived. The child who got shot in the eye immediately screams out in pain. Hands go to his face, like covering the place where he just got shot. And my dad's like, that might have saved his life, because he probably was staunching some of the bleeding there. Like blood everywhere, and it's like, oh my God. And he's like, the kid lost his eye, but other than that, he was okay. And then he's like, and then the RCMP, like after that happened, they came in, there was an investigation. They took all of our bows, all of our arrows, all of our guns, and then they left, of course. I'm like, oh wow. So like, what happened after that? Oh, we made more bows and arrows. Yeah, this is your average boy playtime. Yeah, like just shot out his eye, and the RCMP. So if you don't know, the RCMP are stands for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, but they're basically like, if you had to compare them to something in the States, maybe you'd call them state troopers, but they're not provincial, they're federal. Maybe they're like the FBI, actually. They're basically federal police. Effectively, they're federal police. So they came in and they took all of the BB guns, all of the bows and arrows, and then the kids just made more of them. And like they eventually got more BB guns, and they made more of the bows and arrows, and it didn't deter them. They just kept playing. They just kept going. Like it, yeah, just no change. It's like, what the fuck? Oh man. My dad also got honorably discharged from the Navy once. That's a story. So like, he's done. Keeping boys alive is so hard. Oh my god. Oh, I have two boys who are 2 and 3 respectively, and they are like the best of friends and the worst of enemies. Like, keeping them off each other is like a full-time job. Like, get off your like, stop hitting him, stop pinching him, stop biting him. Like, they escalate, and they both start crying, and it's like, boys, stop. One kid doesn't ruin an entire game. Oh my god. Oh man. But yeah, like my dad, he joined the Navy at one point. And while he was in the Navy, one of his buddies, like they were on shore leave, and one of his buddies dared him, hey, Scythe, paper clips in the electric sockets. I have a story about that, about my own children in a second. But he's in the fucking Navy, and his buddy dares him, hey, go like steal a hat. And the thing is, for my dad, for a long time, apparently as a kid, and even as a young man, like a young adult, he was one of those guys, like if you dared him to do something, he would do it. Like all you had to say, like, Scythe, I dare you to, and he'd do it. He wasn't like, he admits, he's like, I wasn't the brightest kid, right? He's like, I did a lot of stupid things on a dare. But this one, he went and he was dared to go steal a hat. So he did. He is on leave and he swipes a hat, and just, swipes a hat from a store, puts it on his head, walks out of the store. Sometime later, he was called in by his CO. And he figures, oh shit, like I'm gonna get it now. I'm gonna get it because like, what are they calling me in for? And they're like, okay, Scythe, so like you like this happened, you stole this hat, so what we're going to do is we're going to give you an honorable discharge. Thanks for the lyric. We're going to give you an honorable discharge. Your services are no longer required. Thank you for joining the Navy, and like, here's your discharge papers. And honorably discharged and basically kicked out of the Navy for stealing a hat. He's like, you know what? I think I got off really lucky there, because he's like, if this was even 10 years later, I think what they would have done is just like, just demoted me and slapped me on some trawler at some like, a bum end job for my entire term or something. But no, they just kicked me out and you gave me an honorable discharge, and that was it. Oh man. Oh, but speaking of power outlets, so when my eldest son was a toddler, what a time to be alive, yeah. So here's a bit of lore that you might not know. When my wife and I first got married, the agreement was like she was going to school at the time. So our agreement was going to be, we're not going to have kids right away. She's going to finish her schooling. She was going to school to be a teacher. Specifically, she wanted to be a kindergarten teacher. It's like, okay, so like our plan after we got married was let's not have kids right away. Let's get you through schooling, and I will work so that you can get through school. And when you're done, your 4 years, then we can like at the end of that, like you can get a job as a teacher, and we can start having a family, and I'll raise the kids. Didn't tell you he was discharged on his way out. A guy had glasses stopped him. Hey kid, you have some pretty fast fingers. CIA. There's no CIA up here. Solid. I think it's called CSIS up here. Canadian Security Intelligence Services, I think is what it's called. No, my dad pivoted, and he ended up becoming there were a lot of things that happened between then and now. I mean, like including prison. But after prison, he ended up part of a large community that like he was a support worker for. Oh yeah, that's another story. He killed some people. Anyways, so like he ended up as a worker. He ended up as a worker at a social worker, basically for a community that took care of mentally challenged people, and that's where he met my mom. And after that, he pivoted into becoming a painter. He got an apprenticeship, a journeyman, and then he's been a master in painting for decades. Like when I was a kid, like when they had me and eventually my sister, he was already a painter at that point in time, and he was a painter for a long time. Well, I mean, he still is, actually. He's technically retired, but he still does commissions for some of the people that he used to work for. So they're not contract work. So he still does paint, even now in his mid 70s. And like he really is a master at what he does, like at his craft, being like not like a painter in the like the artistry kind, but like the painter in the trade, right? But yeah, like professional master level painter, and that's what he does. That's what he's done for decades, my entire life, actually. But anyway, so the plan that was with me and my wife though, was, she was going to go to school and I was going to work, and then she was going to get in as a teacher, and then the teacher salary was going to allow me to pivot over to being stay-at-home dad, house husband, basically. That was the plan, because there was a thing at the time when we got married. I hated working. Like the simplest way to complete a task is what I would be doing. I didn't want to work. I didn't like the workforce, but I mean, it's like, I did because you have to. You got to work to live, right? But my wife, on the other hand, was always a workaholic. So in the sense of like, she would be extremely efficient at her work to the point where they didn't know what to do with her. They didn't know what work to give her. She was an administrative assistant for a long time, and she became a lease administrator at one of her jobs. And they didn't have enough work for her to do, to the point as she would finish her work, she would say to her bosses, I need something to do. And they're like, just find something to busy your time with. But they wouldn't let her do schoolwork or anything like that. So she spent like the majority of her time at work bored out of her gourd, because the thing is, my wife is, she's always complaining about how I'm a workaholic now. She means it partly in jest, because I do kind of technically work less than when I had to work a full-time job, but at the same time, I'm more invested in my work now, so it seems like I'm more in it. But anyway, that was the plan. Like, she was going to work, and then I was going to be stay-at-home dad. And when we got married, we split the cleaning, but I did the cooking. Because she didn't really do cooking. She didn't really do cooking or baking like I did. And And yeah, if you hear her tell it now, she's like, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Like, yes, I do know what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Just, you've taken it over and you're better at me at it now. By a lot. But at the time, like, yeah, I did that stuff. So, you know, like that was our initial dynamic. And then midway through our first year as a married couple, we found out we were pregnant. And we weren't upset. Like, we wanted to have kids, right? But like, it was like, oh, okay. And we talked about it a lot. We talked about it a lot of like, how does this change things? Like, does this change things? And I'm like, you know what? We can still make this work. You can still go to school. Just, yeah, that was going to be small Canadian child. Yeah. You can go to school, and we'll figure it out. Like, you're pregnant right now. So like, do your school. And, when the baby comes, I'll take parental leave. So I looked into like, what does parental leave mean? Because here in Canada, you get a year of parental leave, which can be split between the two parents. So I took it. And so like,
Small Canadian child.
that's the girl. That's the girl who came along. Well, you get a, there's a, I think it's a year minus so there's maternity leave and there's parental leave. The maternity leave is something that only the mother can take, because it's like, cause she just had the baby. But then on top of that, there's the parental leave, which extends things beyond there. So when our daughter was born, I took some parental leave, to cover some things. And then like, that lasted for a few months, and then summer hit. So then she was off from school, and then, you know, we made it work with my work schedule and with her school schedule, that either I was able to take care of the baby, or she was able to take care of the baby, or, I think there was a daycare at the school that she was able to bring the baby to, for a while. And so like, we made that work. And I was working still to support her through school. And then our son came along. And when our son came along, I took a much longer break, so that she could focus more on school and school semesters and stuff. And so, when he came along and he was a little baby, I was basically full-time dad. So I'm taking care of our toddler and I'm taking care of our son. And I remember one time, like as he was getting bigger, and we get to the point where he's big enough, like he's sitting up, and he's crawling around. So he's like, this is maybe like now, he's not quite a year old. He's maybe like 9-10 months old or something like that. And he's a big boy. He's a big chunky boy. We called him Mr. Man at the time. It was a cute nickname for him. He's just a big chubby boy. Oh man, he was like made of bricks. Holy shit, that dude. He was a big guy. He's a little baby. He's so fucking cute. But I remember he had a something. I don't know if it was a fork or something, but he was over by a wall. And then I look over and I notice he's like jabbing it at the outlet. And I'm like, oh, hey, buddy. And I go over there to get him. And suddenly in the room, there is a flash of light. And he flies back like a foot from the wall. I'm like, oh, shit. And I go over there. And on the wall, from the outlet and up the wall, is a streak of ash. Like the wall is blackened. My son is on his back, a foot away from the outlet. His eyes are bug-eyed wide. The implement that he was holding, he's thrown it, and he's there. I'm like, buddy, and I grab him, I pick him up, and he just kind of, he didn't even cry. He just kind of like stared at me, like his eyes were like off in one direction, and they just turned to look at me. It's like, dude. And then he started crying a little bit, but then like he got comforted really fast. So it was like, okay, Okay. Okay, he's okay. My fucking heart was beating a mile a minute because my son just electrocuted himself. He's not even a year old. It's like, God damn it. What the fuck? Yeah. What did we learn? Oh, man. Oh, man. So, like, that was crazy. I remember those days were nuts. But, yeah, eventually, like, I for the job that I had been doing, like, on and off, like, between parental leaves is, I'd been doing, like, remote work for, but he won't do that again. I don't think he was old enough to remember it. But it was like, I was doing remote work for an online tech company. And I remember talking with my wife, one time, and, a friend of mine I was talking to him on Discord, and he told me that he had been employed by this one, like, major tech company in the city, doing like doing some corporate work. And he asked me, like, hey, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing remote work. Like, it's work from home. I really like it. I like that I get to be at home with the kids and everything. And then he's like, we have a position open. How would you like me to put in your name, like, and maybe submit a resume? And I'm like, well, what does it pay? And I turn and I look at my wife and I'm like, there's no way I'm taking a job that's not remote work. And, like, she's kind of nodding along, like, and I'm like, the only way I'd take a job that wasn't remote work at this point, like, leave this job that I have now, as if it was like double my pay, double my current pay. And she's like, yeah. She kind of laughs. And then my friend responds, and the position that they were looking for at this job was double what I was making. I stared at my phone for a bit there, and I'm like, babe? And I look at her, and I'm like, it actually is double. So we were kind of quiet for a bit, because the thing is, we knew that if I was no longer working from home, that would be a big change. But she here's the thing, with pretty much every major change that I have done in my career, has been my wife behind me saying, you should do this. You should try this. Do it. So I applied. I got an interview. I got hired. And that's when we started putting our eldest, our kids in daycare. Yeah, that's her, all right. So we put them in daycare because my wife was going to school and I was now going to work. So we worked it out of how, like, and also I didn't have a vehicle at the time, so I'm taking the bus. So, like, she would drop the kids off at daycare in the morning, and then she would go to school, and my bus stop was, like, right beside the daycare center, like, on the way home. So I would get off the bus and I would go pick the kids up from daycare and I would take them home. And that was our every day for a bit. But then my wife went into the second term of the first semester of her, I think it was her third year of schooling, actually. And she was in practicum now. Now, the thing is, this was now our third child has been born. So we have a baby now. And at this point, I'm now on, like, we fast forward here. Like, so, like, the whole thing, like, the daycare had been going on, it had been going well. And now we fast forward to my third child, my second daughter. Having been born, I'm on parental leave again. Now from the new company. It's very nice. I've been working at the new company. It's been going well. And now I'm on parental leave again while my wife is in school. And this was the year of COVID. So my wife goes to practicum. And this is the first school year for these children. Now, keep in mind that COVID has happened, like, near the beginning of that particular year, right? So in January, February, March, April, it was really starting to, like, things were starting to happen. Things were starting to shut down. And here in Canada, in the province that we're in, April of that year was when major things were just shutting down. Schools closed their doors and they were moving to online schooling. Like, it was insane. It was crazy. My wife had to be transitioned to online schooling. Like, they closed the university and it was all online. And I was in the middle of parental leave at the time, so we were both at home, and it was a tough time. But then the school year started again, and the university reopened, and but with many different stipulations and rules in place. And the schools for the new school year, they reopened, but it was that year of COVID, that first year of COVID. And so my wife, she goes into the school, into practicum, and there it's very much like, I don't think at this point here they'd gone crazy with the like and crazy in the sense of like enforced mask mandates, enforced vaccine mandates, and all of that stuff. That hadn't quite happened yet. So it was still like things still felt a little bit more like a modicum of normal. There were still like, I think the teachers were being asked to mask, but the students, they weren't, but they were doing like the whole like minimum distance thing. And there was, I think they were maybe getting masked as well, but it wasn't as required. It was a weird transitional time for a while there. And because again, this is near the beginning. And it's also near where like things were poorly understood. There was no vaccine yet. And my wife remembers very vividly, like she went into that school, she went into that classroom, and she could feel the terror from those kids. She could feel just the fear in that classroom. Like it was palpable. Like she could feel that when one kid would like just so much as cough, they were out of the classroom. Like it's, hey, you need to leave the classroom. Like a child might cough for any number of reasons, most of which aren't even illness related. But it's like just the whole thing of like you're out, and like the kids looking at all the empty desks of their classmates of, you know, if you exhibited any kind of symptoms of anything, or like there was even a suspicion that you might have maybe contracted or come in contact with somebody, you weren't there. You weren't in class. So like there's empty desks in the classroom that are all spaced way apart from each other. And these kids are terrified. My wife goes in there and she came home after the first day and she cried and cried. And just, she cried a lot. I think she lasted about a week. I think she lasted there about a week when she said to me, I can't take it anymore. I can't go in there. I can't go into this classroom because as well, like there were things she wasn't liking about the education system already, even in her second year going into like, it wasn't practicum, but it was like a step before practicum, and I can't remember what it's called. But she had been to like some other schools, and she had been to previously like one of the best, quote unquote, best schools, like most expensive, and how like, and then this is pre-COVID, like this other part of the story is pre-COVID when she'd been to these other schools. She'd been to like one of the best schools with all the funding, with like every single child had their own laptop. They had individualized teaching and like the highest quality of expensive elite education. And then she'd been in a school where they had like no funding. There were no individual classrooms. Like they had, what they actually had is they had dividers up between the classrooms in this big area. She'd seen the high of it and the low of it. And she was so disenfranchised with that aspect of it. And like the whole teaching to the lowest level, especially in the lower level school where they didn't have any funding. Like she hated that. Like teaching to the lowest level child, or like children who it's like, okay, well, if they don't get it, they don't get it. We move on. And then we just have to push them up. These kids and they're not learning anything. So when she went into that, and there was like the whole fear aspect to it as well, she's like, I can't do this. And then she's also like, I can't put my own kids into this system, this broken system. So we talked about that a lot, and I'm like, you know what, I've supported you all the way through doing this, and if you don't want to do this anymore, you don't have to. And so she decided, that's when, like, again, like, there had been the whole thing of, like, I'm being the primary caregiver for the kids in a lot of the aspects. And she's like, I feel like I am missing these years of their childhood. And I can't stand that. And I can't stand being in these classrooms. I can't stand the fear in them. I can't stand the teaching at the lowest level. The idea that my kids are going to get taught by somebody else who's not going to teach them at where they're at. And that's where she decided, I'm not doing this anymore. And she quit school and wanted to be full-time mom. And she's like, I need you to let me take over and be the homemaker. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I was still on parental leave at the time. So I went and I'm like, okay, well then what I can do is I can try and work on some personal projects to see like if I can get anything going of my own personal projects to, you know, leave the standard workforce and be able to be at home. But, you know, we'll see what happens with that. And she was okay with that. And I was trying my hand in some game design. Nothing came of it. I'll say that now. Nothing came of that. And the parental leave ran out and I went back to work. And she took over as full-time homemaker and threw herself into it. And she really, like, she complains about it sometimes. She goes on about how she's exhausted and things. And then at the end of the day, I can see her as like, she would not go back for the world. And she's better at it than I am. I'm going to be honest. She's way better at it than I am. And she would say that too. She will also say things like, well, I had to take it on. Like, you weren't going to do it right. My wife is very much the person of like, well, you're obviously not going to do it right. So I'm going to do it. She's so cute. Oh man. But yeah. So it's like, I mean, and now we have 6 kids. So like, I mean, you know, like we just decided, like, after having our 3rd kid and then having our 4th, like our 4th was also like planned. Like we wanted to have our 4th in particular. So we were actively trying. And then after actively trying in the sense of like tracking things, like tracking cycles and everything and making sure we were deliberate about, well, you know, and then like after we had the 4th, it was like, I don't care. Like we just stopped trying not to try, you know, like I'm not going to bother tracking anything, not going to bother doing anything special, not going to bother with like anything. Cause we were like, what's one more at this point? Like it didn't matter. It still doesn't matter. Like we have 6 of them and like, I don't give a fuck if we have another one. Like if we don't have any more, okay, cool. Like we've got 6. I love them. If we have another one, awesome. Like, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'd be surprised if we don't end up with any more. Like it would be fine. I wouldn't mind, but I mean like, whatever. I've joked around with her before. I'm like, how many do you think we're going to have? And she's like, I don't know. Oh, man. It's funny. It's funny because there's, you know, I mean, she's still got years left in her where she can do that. So it's like, well, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of, but yeah, then I worked that one job for a while. Like at some point though, after our third daughter was born, there was like, there was a, you gotta collect the shiny hollow, you're having a baby drop. They're all hollows. They're all shinies. Anyway, so there was a thing at my job where they offered me, they're like, hey, we know you're having this 3rd kid. Would you like to go work from home permanently? And it'll change your job to like this split shift thing, like a different schedule where you'll work like we need someone to cover evenings and weekends basically. I'm like, okay, well, I was able to provide this coverage that they were looking for. And in exchange, I got a raise and I got to work from home. exclusively work from home. And that was amazing for a time. Now, another kid later, like we had our third, we had our fourth. And then I don't think we'd had our fifth yet, but we were pregnant with our fifth. And I was getting tired, like worn out of my job. Like over the years, I was growing more disenfranchised with it. And then also it was wearing on me. Like, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this. Like I can't deal with other people's problems anymore. Like it was still customer service, and it was a better job than any other that I'd been in before. It was better pay and better benefits, but it was still customer service. And I've always been in retail or customer service in some way. I'm like, I don't want to deal with other people's problems anymore. I can't handle it. And then also the split shift thing was killing me. It was so much, and my performance was decreasing because I was losing the will to care. And I got called into a performance meeting, and they're like, hey, we're going to put you on a performance improvement plan, and we're going to put you back on daytime schedules to see if this will change things. Now, keep in mind, for over a year now, I had been requesting, or for about a year, I'd been requesting a shift in my daytime schedule. And I'd been requesting a shift in earnest for about 8 months before this point. Like, hey, can I get put back onto the daytime rotation? Can I stop doing the split shift thing? Like I need to be back during the daytime stuff, please. And it was always okay, well, I'll bring it up with the higher ups. And the thing is, the management kept getting rotated out. Like they were getting promoted or getting replaced, and like there was always someone new. And I would bring it up with the new person of like, hey, your predecessor was working on this for me. Like I want to go back to normal daytime shifts. They're like, oh, we're looking into it. And then finally, before the performance improvement thing, my manager said to me, they're not going to do it. They're not going to switch you back. They're content to have you where you are. They need you covering this shift. I'm like, what? He's like, well, maybe it'll change. Like if they find somebody else, they are working on finding other people. If they find someone else who can cover this time period, then perhaps you can transition out of it. I'm like, okay, at least that's something, right? And then the whole thing, like they put me on the performance improvement plan, and then they dictate you're going back to daytime stuff. Well, the thing is, we were about to go into a new school year, not a new school year per se, but like a new year, and like it was gonna mess up schedules and stuff. And my wife is like, "What the heck? Like, what are they doing? Like, this is gonna mess up my schedule." And so, yeah, I mean, we dealt with it. And the thing is, we adjusted because it went on for a good several months over the course of a summer. And I found myself in a much better headspace. I found like, hey, I'm doing better at this job. My performance is improving. It's going back, because once upon a time, I was the top performing like person on that team. I was solving more tickets faster than anybody else on that team. I was able to tear through them, and those numbers had dwindled, because the thing is as well, in those evening times, all the tickets have been taken. You're dealing with dregs and stuff. And so I got back into it and attacked it with a fervor and was doing well. And I could see improvement. I could see improvement in what was going on with the job. I could see improvement with like, my state of things and my happiness with my job, and things were going well. And me and the wife were like, you know what, this is good. Like our schedule going and shifting over to this, it took a little bit of adjustment, but this feels good. And then the performance, like the performance improvement plan came to its end. We came in, there was a new meeting, and they were like, hey, we're really impressed with the progress. You've been doing really well. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Like changing back to this daytime thing is really what did it for me. Like 100%. This is why I was able to do that and turn that around, because like I've been asking for this for so long. Like finally I'm back to this. And like able to actually perform again. They're like, yeah, that's great. So we're going to continue the performance improvement plan, but we're going to put you back on like that split shift thing with the evenings and weekends and stuff to make sure that you can continue to perform now on those. And I'm like, and after that call, I tell that to my wife and she's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, yeah. So like, again, like we just gotten used to this change and now it's got to change again. And it was that moment that I lost all will to do any work. Like for that company, I was like, I am so done. Like I was applying for other jobs and other places. I'm like, the writing's on the wall. I gotta go. And then, yeah. So I didn't end up finding another job. So they called me up at the end of it and they terminated me. They gave me good severance though. And the funny thing is, between the severance they were initially going to give me, plus they had me sign like basically a I won't sue you or defame you clause. And in exchange, they were going to give me like even more severance. Basically, they were giving me my paycheck over like 6 months of paycheck. And I was like, okay, I'll accept that. And that's when I started, like from there, my wife she had previously found me like Start Playing, which was where I started doing DM work and where I met a lot of the people that have come into my community and that are, I guess, now my clients as I run Dungeons & Dragons games for them. I met so many of these people through Start Playing. And the thing is, my wife had brought that up to me when I was first working at that one job and I didn't have the time for it. So then I transitioned into doing that using the severance. And here I am now. Now that a baby's woken up though, I have got to go. So I'm going to go help a baby. It is way past my bedtime. I'm going to send you guys to Lana. Go tell her hello and fuck you. And I'm going to go to bed and help a baby. Well, I'm going to go help a baby and then maybe go to bed. So good night, everybody, and fare thee well. Bye-bye.